Alright, it's me, it's Mike, Messier, and I just left a restaurant that I like quite a bit. It's afternoon time, it's 1 o'clock, it's, midway through the lunch special hour, which is always nice. But I go to this restaurant I normally go to, and normally when I get there, I'm the only one there, because I usually come right at opening, 11:30. But today I was around 1 o'clock, I get in. And it was actually kind of, for this particular restaurant, it was a little busy, 3 or 4 tables filled with people. And at the bar was one gentleman, midway through his meal apparently, middle-aged fellow. And he's just, I don't know if it was his choice or just what he was brought into, but they're playing, I think it was CNN news. And it wasn't a big breaking story. It was just typical, life is miserable 2017 story. And talking heads, numbers flashing across the screen, rolling headlines. And I just got a very anxious feeling all over my soul. It's cold out. I'm trying to get a nice hot meal to get going in the day. And I come into this place, which is usually a place of warmth and if anything, I'll put on ESPN. They'll let me choose the channel myself. I'll put on ESPN or tennis scores or something. But for me to be greeted with this blaring news, and it doesn't matter if it was Fox or CNN or anything else, I don't want to sit there and pay money to eat a meal to start my day's eating, my day's journey with the news blaring. It's not appealing to me. It's not something that I want to see right now. I could pick up a newspaper, I could check the internet, I could do whatever I want. Whatever's going on in the world is just going to sour my stomach and put anxiety and fear-based modality or anger-based modality into my day. And so when they know that I like to sit at the bar, so the gentleman, maitre d' or waiter, whatever, sit at the bar, and I just said, I can't watch the news. And I just kind of turned my body, and I left. And here I am now, looking for something I have to totally replay in my day. But I'm just making a walkout protest, a silent protest or a vocal protest that, hey, look, I get it. World events are important and everything. But for my own state of well-being and for my own enjoyment of a meal that I'm paying for, I don't want to sit through the news right now. I remember as a small child, or a mid-sized child, 9/11 happened, and a couple of days later, I found myself in a honky-tonk or a sports bar of sorts, and every TV in the place was, 9/11 coverage, the Twin Towers falling, people dying. And people are sitting there eating their onion rings and their hamburgers and their fried fish. And I'm thinking, I gotta leave this place. That's what happened back then. Like I couldn't be surrounded by these visualizations of death and terrorism while I'm trying to eat food. And you can make a case. Well, you should watch the goddamn news every day. Well, maybe so. But when I go to a place like this, I want a little bit of escapism. I want a little bit of, hey, everybody knows your name, or at least you're welcome here, and you're paying 10, 15, 20 bucks for a meal. Let's make you feel comfortable, enjoy yourself, get some good food in your system, get going with your life. But to kind of inundate me with unpleasantries of the world situation, there's a time and place for that by my choosing. But I'm not going to choose to pay to eat food at your restaurant and sit there and get angry or anxious or pissed off at the world because I have that enough as it is. So I don't know if this statement resonates with people. Some people probably do feel the way I do. I guess if anything, it's a call to awareness from restaurateurs. If you feel the need to, and some restaurants don't have TVs, and good for them. But if you feel, and I guess when I paint the visual, then this particular place today, they have like this huge projection TV, which basically you can't escape from the images. Like if you're sitting at you might be wondering, why don't you just sit at a fucking table and not at the bar? It's because it wasn't like a little bar TV or a mid-size or even a large bar TV. It was a giant projection screen that's playing these giant images of talking heads and the scrolling headlines, which I hate, and the scrolling stock market numbers, okay? So it's just a visual that's all powerful and all consuming and gives you a fucking headache, and I don't want to eat my fucking spring roll and my tofu while these images are flashing in front of me, okay? So that's why I left. Because I suppose they could have fucking asked the guy at the bar, hey, do you mind if we change the fucking news? But him being a person, he's going to want to be a fucking asshole like everybody else in the goddamn world, and he's going to want to watch the fucking news just to spite me. So I just saved everybody the fucking trouble, and I left. So my point is, if you own a restaurant or manage a restaurant or a bar or something of that nature, consider the fact that people are going to your place not just for food and refreshment, but for a little escapism from their troubles. So if you play the fucking news blaring in front of them, then maybe they don't like that. Maybe that's hurting your business and your dollars, okay? So that's Mike Messier, blah, 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 with my statement. Do not play the news while I go to eat at your restaurant.